I have this brutal air bike in my studio. It feels like you're cycling through treacle or something while someone's sitting on your chest. After about 3 minutes of fast, slow circuits on it, my clients here are gasping for air, they're sweating, they're looking like they've been through a blender. And then they look at the calorie counter and it says 20 calories burned. That is it. It's like one bite of a sandwich or half a biscuit. You should see their faces, pure horror, because that's when the penny drops about the biggest exercise myth keeping men over 40 fat. Hey, Chris here from Over 40 Freakin Awesome. I help guys in their 40s and 50s to get back in shape and regain their energy without wasting hours on exercise that doesn't actually work for weight loss in the first place. So here's what always happens. When guys our age decide they want to lose weight, we say, "Now I have to shift this belly. I better start jogging. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to join up. I'll do some classes as well." But ask yourself this. Why do we always opt for adding more effort into our already busy lives? This decision that it's going to take tons of time and effort often stops us even getting started. It feels like a big deal. We need to be in the zone for that, and we're far too busy, obviously. But here's the real reason. I think we do these mental gymnastics about using exercise to lose weight. We're just trying to avoid eating less food than we want to. See, the fitness industry has convinced us that exercise is the answer to weight loss because there's a lot of money to be made from selling equipment and gym memberships and workout programs and all of that. But the math doesn't really add up when you're over 40. But we will try and convince ourselves that exercising for hours every week is better than being a bit hungry, saying no to snacks, or not having booze whenever we want. And these eating habits have such a strong hold over us that we'd rather suffer through 6 hours of exercise weekly than deal with a bit of hunger. But here's another thing. Even if you do manage to exercise for those 6 hours a week while eating whatever you want, what happens to you when you stop all that exercise? The weight comes straight back on because you're still eating too much in the first place. Now, most guys have no idea how brutal this kind of exercise calorie math actually is. Some hardcore 20-minute high-intensity Tabata training thing will burn about 150 calories. That's like a large banana or a tiny slice of pizza. Whoop-de-doo. But here's what we tell ourselves. I worked out today, so I can have a few beers now and I can have my snacks. And that's 500 calories from extra food and drink that you take on from your 150 calories of hard work. You've now gone through the pain both of a hard workout and you're gaining weight that day as well. So exercise really sucks if it's your main strategy for losing weight. But here's what actually works when you're over 40. Stop trying to exercise your way out of a bad diet. Aim for like getting a B grade in both eating and exercise. So fix your eating habits to eat in a slight calorie deficit each day and become a bit more active week to week. It's not perfect, just getting a bit better. And that means even if you fall off the wagon with exercise when life gets busy some week, you've still got your diet dialed in where you can maintain your weight. Now, don't get me wrong, as a coach, I love exercise. I'm a big fan. It is brilliant for getting yourself fitter, stronger, and living longer. But for weight loss, you are setting yourself up to look at your smartwatch, pat yourself on the back for getting all your steps in and calories burnt, and then you look down at the scales and think, what the hell is going on? But at our age, we need to just wise up and stop trying to use exercise as permission to eat and drink whatever we want. So here are my top 5 tips to fix your eating habits so you can lose weight without necessarily being on a diet. Only eat at meal times, stop your constant grazing, stop eating after dinner. If you're so hungry you'd eat broccoli, eat some broccoli. Be okay with a couple of hours of hunger, you will live. Recategorize your daily treats as just weekend things and don't use exercise to justify your poor food choices. Now, I've seen this pattern with hundreds of clients over the past 16 years. The guys who focus on eating habits first and then add a reasonable amount of weekly exercise second get results that stick. The guys who try to out-exercise the bad diet, they are still struggling years later, hopping from action plan to action plan. Now, if you need a realistic way to control your calories with enough wiggle room for some of the finer things in life that keep us sane, check out the link in the description for my free No Weird Shit diet guide. It's time to stop making weight loss harder than it needs to be, but take care of yourself and I will talk to you soon.